Fellas, in this video, I'm going to walk you through a huge mistake that will cause heartbreak, you to get manipulated or cheated on, and a miserable life. And fellas, I am not over exaggerating this. Making this mistake literally nearly ruined my life. I'll show you how, right? Fellas, if you make this mistake that I'm going to take you through, it is only a matter of time before these things happen, right? So fellas, the big mistake is entering a relationship either A, out of weakness, which comes from a perceived lack of options, or B, with inexperience, right? Ignorance, right? And later I will explain all of this and you'll see why this can be fucking deadly. Okay. And fellas, the solution is what I call forces rite of passage, which is basically 5 principles to deal with this. You'll like it, right? And we'll get to this later. So I'll tell you how I learned this lesson, right? And this experience I went through, fellas, to be totally transparent, it was probably one of the most painful experiences of my entire life. So basically, fellas, I met this girl I really liked, right? We both fell in love with each other, right? And at that point in my life, I had never, ever, ever felt that way that I did about her, right? At that point. What you have to understand is, fellas, when I met her, I was inexperienced and hence very, very ignorant. We're going to get to this. And I had zero social life at the time, right? I didn't leave the house. I had 0 friends and never went out, right? So I thought it was impossible, right? Or at least very, very difficult to meet girls, right? I had no idea how to do it, right? And then, fellas, when you enter a relationship with just one of these problems, right, let alone both, it is a recipe for disaster 95% of the time, right? And also, this is the big kahuna. My inexperience, right, it made me extremely ignorant, right? In other words, blind, or I couldn't see things that other people could see. Too many glaringly obvious, fucking huge. And when I say huge, fellas, I mean huge, fucking bigger than Jupiter red flags, right? And at this point in my life, right, each red flag, if I saw just one of them, it would have been an instant disqualifier. But she had fucking multiple, right? And fellas, to this day, right, to this day, I have still never met a girl with as many red flags as she had. And fellas, if I stayed with her, it would have ruined my life. Right? I can 100% veritably guarantee if I stayed with her, that would have been the end of 4 songs. And at the time, I was blind to all of them because of my inexperience. Now, my inexperience, fellas, it also made me think that she was one of one. Right? I'd never find someone like her again. I'd never be around a girl that made me feel like she did. Right, again, completely false, right? But that's what inexperience does to you. And you'll see in a minute, right? And this destroyed my ability to walk away, right? In other words, it made it close to impossible to leave her, right? Made it very difficult. Also, my perceived lack of options, right? Meaning I had no idea how to meet girls. It made me weak. Again, I felt like, how on earth am I going to find someone like her again? This also made it very difficult to leave her. And looking back with what I know now, fellas, I realized all of these things, right? All of these variables, right? I was destined for heartbreak and it was going to happen. And fellas, this is why I make these videos. So I give you the lessons without the sometimes permanent scar, right? What you have to understand is, fellas, from a higher level, I got into the relationship from a position of weakness, right? And even when I realized the red flags and that she'd crossed multiple unrecoverable, unfathomable lines, because of my inexperience, right, I thought I'd never find someone like her again. I also had no idea how to meet women. I didn't think I'd be able to do it right because I had 0 social life. So even after everything she did, all the red flags, I stayed with her, right? And I rationalized my decision-making process with this. I was like, oh, I'll stay with her. This is a good decision, right? And I did that because of these things, right? I thought I wouldn't find someone like her again and it was too much effort and too hard to meet someone, right? I wouldn't be able to find someone comparable. And I only had these beliefs because I violated these 2 rules. And this is the meat of this video, fellas. You should never get into a relationship until 1, you have the ability to easily meet women, right? What I call an abundance mindset. You feel like she's easy to replace, right? We're going to get into this. There's loads of caveats to this, right? We're going to go into this in detail. And 2, you have loads of experience dealing with women, right? Ignorance debt. We're going to cover all of this. It's super, super important. Here is why. Because, fellas, without both of these things, right? You need both. First, you will be blind to potential huge red flags and deal breakers, which if ignored and you stay with her, I promise to God they will lead to huge problems later. And the second thing is, fellas, no matter what she does, you will not be able to walk away. I'm now going to break down and explain each requirement. But I just want to say something. If you think you're immune to this, right? Oh, I'd never let a woman like do. You're wrong. You haven't gone. You haven't gone through this. If you fall in love, fellas, and this is coming from Force Ops, ruthless, relentless, competitive Force Ops, I'm telling you, you are not immune to this, right? If you fall in love without these two requirements, just see what happens, right? And fellas, no one else on the internet is going to say something like this because it's weak, right? They're not going to think I'm an alpha male if I admit this. Bullshit, right? I don't give a fuck. I'm just going to tell you how it is. I'm going to tell you what I've been through so you don't have to go through this bullshit, right? In reality, close to 100% of you watching will fall into the same trap I did, right? And if you don't believe me, just wait and see. I'm not going to fucking convince you. Fellas, what you have to know is going through awful, terrible things is what makes a man who he is. And I'm grateful I had the opportunity to go through it because of how much I learned, right? And fellas, if you before we get into the meat and potatoes of this, if you want to avoid other potentially life-altering mistakes like these, you should consider joining my one-to-one mentorship because I've already made all of these mistakes, right? I know what's coming next and I can warn you and point you on the right path. Like you'll have my personal one-to-one guidance that will take care of you like you're my fucking child. Right? Obviously, I won't treat you like a child, but I'll care for you that much. And fellas, it really is a no-brainer. If you're interested, go to the link, click that bullshit and apply. And if you're not going to try and convince you, just don't apply. Right, let's break each requirement down now. Right, the first one, right, you should not get into a relationship until, one, you have the ability to easily meet women, right? You have an abundance mindset, right? You can easily replace her. Now, fellas, when you can easily meet women, what's going to happen is it's going to put you in what we call a relaxed state of abundance, right? And naturally, fellas, this state is very, very attractive to women, right? So they'll naturally gravitate towards you, right? You also won't take any shit from her. What I mean by this is, fellas, when she is disrespecting you, when she threatens to walk away, she's like, oh, I think we should break up. I had a girl say this to me the other day who was visiting from America, right? She was with me in London. She was like, oh, I think I want to go home. I was like, okay. When do you want to book your flight? And then obviously she comes crawling back, right? Whereas if I wasn't in this state of abundance, if I wasn't like, motherfucker, you'll never find someone like me again. I'm one of the hottest motherfuckers walking the earth. If I didn't have that mindset, I'd be like, oh, why do you want to go home? What can I do? What can I do for you? How can I meet you? Bullshit, right? You have to, when you have this, fellas, you will have the ability to walk away, right? Again, which is one of the most attractive traits you can have, right? Demonstrate strength, character, masculinity. And fellas, this is what happened with that girl I was seeing, right? I couldn't leave her. And eventually, even though she did fall in love with me, eventually she realized this and then she started to fall out of love with me, right? She will pick up on this. And like I said, she will lose interest very quickly and she will leave you if you don't leave her first, right? Also, fellas, when you have the ability to meet women, when you know you are hot shit, you will also naturally start to view yourself as the prize. Why? Fellas, because when you have loads of options, right, the way you carry yourself, women can smell this on a man, right, from a mile away. They can smell a man with that arrogant swagger who gets loads, right? They can smell it. They have a sixth sense for this bullshit, right? When you have loads of options, fellas, you will walk around like you are hot shit, like you are one of the sexiest motherfuckers walking the earth. You will feel it, right? Women cannot help themselves around men who carry themselves in this way, who have swagger, who have that cool, calm, charming demeanor. And you get that when you have loads of options, right? Fellas, this doesn't mean you're cheating on her, right? As a disclaimer, cheating is some gay beta male shit. We don't do that on this channel, right? If we say we're in a committed relationship, we're in a fucking committed relationship. Cheating is some gay feminine bullshit. We're not about that, right? All it means is, fellas, if she misbehaves, if she crosses any of your lines, it just means you have the ability to replace her at any given moment. And the key thing is, fellas, you deep down know this. So you will carry yourself in a different way. If she disrespects you, if she cheats on you, if she threats, if she does any bullshit that you don't like, if she crosses any line, you know I can leave her and she's going to pick up on that, right? And fellas, when you have loads of options, when you have the ability to meet women, it gives you the ability to walk away. And I didn't have this with her. I could, no matter what she did, I physically felt like I could not leave her, right? And fellas, I'm getting vulnerable like this and showing you when Force Ops was a little beta male fucking pussy, right? Because I want you to understand, I was not always like this. I went through so much fucking bullshit to get to where I am. I made all these mistakes, and that is why I have this channel, to teach you motherfuckers the stuff that no one else will, because no one else has done the things that I have. I don't want you to make the same mistakes. I want to give you the lesson without the scar. Right? Also, fellas, when you have an abundance of options, you're never going to be needy, you're never going to be clingy, you're never going to be jealous or insecure, which, by the way, these are all huge turnoffs. Right? You will be relaxed. You'll have that cool, calm, charming, masculine aura. Right? And you'll just think to yourself, bitch, if you want to leave, please do me a favor. I will replace you Amazon Prime same day delivery. Not next day, not next week, same fucking day. Right? And fellas, bottom line is, she will not leave if you have this attitude. Okay? So that's number one, fellas. Right? You can't get in a relationship until you have the ability to easily meet women, because that's going to put you in a state of abundance. It's going to put you in that cool, charming, laid back, relaxed. Bitch, if you want to leave, you are doing me a fucking favor. Please give me the opportunity to replace you. Please show me your true colors. Let's go to number two. Number two, right? Don't get into a relationship until you have loads of experience, right? Ignorance debt. Now, fellas, when you have experience, you're going to uncover blind spots, right? You're going to pay down what we call ignorance debt. Ignorance debt, fellas, is when, like, you think you know something, but until you experience something, there's things you don't know. Like, oh shit, I didn't know if a girl sent these sort of messages or had these sorts of tattoos or behaved in this way, that meant she was X. I didn't know that. Or I didn't know that when a girl has her phone face down and won't leave it around you, oh, that means she's probably talking. That means there's probably things on her phone she doesn't want you to see. She's probably cheating on you, right? I didn't know that. Girls will try and they'll tell you. Like, they'll give you false information. They'll say, oh, I really like it when a man does this, when they're actually bullshitting and trying to make you bend and trying to test you and trying to see your strength, right? There's things you don't know. And until you go through things, there's some lessons that only experience can teach you, right? For example, the things I just told you, I can tell you these things. I've been through them. But something like this, fellas, like these lessons, I can't teach you these, right? For example, right? She's not the girl you're with. She is not one of one. You will find someone better, right? You will. She's not irreplaceable, right? And when you break up with her, you will get over her. You will move on. You won't be thinking about her 24/7. You will find someone better than her when you level up, right? I can't teach you these things. Some lessons that only experience can teach you, right? Once you experience these things, right? Some of the things I've just said, you realize they're false, right? And the lesson sinks in. Also, fellas, in human mating, right, dating relationships, women are very, very predictable, right? They operate in patterns. They behave in similar ways. They respond to the same behaviors in the same way. Meaning, fellas, when you use the high status body language, 100% of the time, 100% of women are going to respond in the same fucking way. Right? 100% of the time, 100% of the female population, they're going to respond in a predictable way. And fellas, that is why my advice, my tactics, my strategies, my frameworks, my methods, my systems, they are so fucking good. They are the best in the world because they are based on real world application and experience. And that's why I say, fellas, watch my fucking videos. I literally have your best interests at heart. The videos I make get less views on purpose because of the content I teach and the way I teach it. Right? I go way more in depth than anyone else. And do you know what that does? That gets me way less views. I'm doing this because I want to help you, fellas. Experience plus the knowledge I teach you will get you faster results than anyone. It is the meta. Take advantage of me. And this brings me to the solution, right? What I call my rite of passage, right? Force's rite of passage. So there's 5 principles of this. right? Of how do you actually how do you actually do this, right? How do you actually apply this knowledge, right? About do not how to not repeat this mistake, right? Do not get into a relationship until number one, you have the ability to easily meet women, right? And number two, you have loads of experience, right? How do you actually apply this? Because these two rules are fucking critical. Let me give you the plan. Number one, right? You should never seek, force, or push for a relationship. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't, right? When you push for a relationship, fellas, it gives off weak, needy energy, right? It's an instant turn off. Why? Let me explain. Women innately know, they subconsciously know, fellas, that any man with a large number of options would never ever push for a relationship, ever. He is the prize, right? A man with loads of options has, by definition, loads of options. He has loads of women pressuring him for a relationship. And being in a relationship means you have to say no to all the other options and pick just one, right? A man with a lot of options is not going to be pushing for that to happen. He's not going to be fucking try hard. He's gonna be laid back, cool, calm, relaxed. He's going to be like, look, if I find the right one, I find the right one. If I don't, I don't. I'm not looking for anything, right? That's the first principle. The second one, fellas, these get better as they go through, I promise you. You want to become hot shit, right? Before you get into a relationship, you need to feel like the sexiest motherfucker walking the earth, right? This will give you the abundance, the non-needy energy, the confidence, the swagger, the charm that is highly attractive, right? Key thing is, fellas, you have to go out in the real world. You have to realize how desired you are in the real world. You cannot just scream in the mirror and say, I'm abundant, I'm a high status man, I'm a high ranking man, I'm sexy, all the women in the world. No, you can't scream in a mirror and make yourself believe this. I'm telling you, you have to use what I teach, right? Use the stuff I teach. Use it in real life and just see what happens. I've already told you what to do. Just do it and see what happens when you do, right? And to do that, fellas, you've got to go out, you've got to be around a lot of girls. And when you do that, fellas, you don't even have to try. When you use my knowledge, when you use my tactics I cover in the other videos, right? And if you get into my one-to-one mentorship, I'll give you the fucking advanced shit, right? If you use that stuff, you literally just turn up, sit back, relax, and just see what fucking happens. Just see what happens when you use the stuff and you leave the house. Just leave the house, use the tactics, and just watch what happens. Just trust me. Number 3, right? Don't enter a relationship, or at least don't seek one until you've got loads of experience, right? Stay single, date, learn, right? Also, there's no minimum required time that you need to stay single, right? It only comes down to the number of repetitions, right? The amount of volume you do. Generally, fellas, the more dating you do, the better you'll get. Why? Because I heard this quote. It's very crude, but it's also true, right? Pussy educates and dick confuses. What this means is, fellas, typically, the more experience a man gets with women, the more knowledgeable he's going to become. Whereas the more men a woman gets with, the more confused she's going to get. She's just going to have no idea. Whereas it's the complete opposite for men. And by the way, fellas, this is why evolutionarily women are more attracted to men with who have more experience, whereas men are less attracted to women who have loads of quote unquote experience, right? And just think about that, fellas. You know this is true, right? Any guy that has loads of options, all the girls want him. Whereas any guy that has no options, no girls want him. Whereas a girl to us, a woman to us, is infinitely times more desirable when you know she's got a low body count. She's not been around, right? She's pure, right? She's purity. That's literally a scientifically defined trait, right? Purity. Men love purity, right? It massively increases attraction, right? You can have the same girl, right? Same personality, same traits, right? And if you just said one of them has hardly any experience, she's only been with 2 guys in her life, but the other one has been with 50 guys in her life, which one's more attractive to you? This one is instantly disqualified, right? Fuck, not going near you, you bitch. This one is like, oh my God, let me marry her. She's like 25 years old. She's been with 2 guys. Okay, just let me marry you, right? You get the point, right? Also, fellas, When you take action, you want to reflect on your experience and you want to use those experiences, right? You want to journal about them. You want to write about them. I might make a video on this because it's so fucking important, learning how to reflect on your experience. And then you want to derive lessons and principles, right? You want to seek to understand why things worked. And another way you're going to do that, fellas, is take action, watch my videos, and then when you watch my videos after getting experience, you'll realize, I understand now. That's why Force says what he says. I get it now. Okay, so Force says do this. I did this. This happened. I get it now. You'll get it, right? And fellas, the goal of this stage is simply to depthen your knowledge and get as much experience as possible, right? You want to make as many mistakes as you can as fast as you can. Like I said earlier, there are some lessons only experience can teach you. If I didn't go through that experience with that girl that I fell deeply in love with, right? That I told you about, that had all the red flags. If I didn't go through that experience, I wouldn't have learned that I can be 100 out of 100 fucking obsessed with a girl, and then I can be over in a week. I wouldn't have realized. I would have thought if I ever broke up with her, my life would just fucking end. I just dropped dead the next day. Right? But only after going through that, only after living that experience, did I realize, that's how you get over a breakup. I was literally obsessed with her. I wanted to marry her. I wanted to spend the rest of my life with her. Right? She had my soul at that point. Right? I also had her soul for a little bit, but she had my soul. I thought, okay, I can't break up with her because my life will just end. I don't think I can live without her. That's actually what I thought, by the way, fellas. But then because I went through that, I eventually did break up with her. I got through it and then I realized, 7 days later, yeah, I'm still a bit like thinking about her, but I'm ready to get back to work, fellas. I'm ready to take over the world. Right? Only took 7 days. And then because I went through that, right? Anyone can tell you that, but you can't learn that unless you have experience, right? And because I went through that, fellas, after that experience, I'm no longer afraid to leave a girl, ever. Because I'm like, well, I already went through this. It wasn't that bad. I don't like this girl as much as I liked her. So when I leave them, it's like, all right. I feel nothing now. I realize these are sorts of lessons that only experience can teach you. The final point on this is this doesn't mean you sleep around and then get rid of girls. I'm not saying that shit, right? You should aim to see the same women for an extended period of time, right? Also, fellas, always be transparent and honest with your intentions, right? Lying and manipulating is gay. Oops, let me do pink. Is gay feminine energy. We are not about that fucking bullshit on the Force Ops YouTube channel. We are not about lying and manipulating. That's some gay feminine fucking 19-year-old whore energy. We're not about that fucking life. Right? Always be transparent and honest with your intentions. Never string a girl along. Never try and manipulate her or try and make her think that you're going to give her a relationship when you have no intention. Tell her where your head's at. Like, why do this gay shit? This is what fucking 19-year-old girls do. This is what advanced manipulative girls do. We're not about that fucking bullshit on this YouTube channel. And if you are about that bullshit, get the fuck off my channel, you fucking pussy. Right, anyway. Also, fellas, the big reason of why we go through the rite of passage, right, is because experience allows you to more accurately identify what you do and what you don't want in your eventual partner. Because what you have to understand is, fellas, I am a huge proponent of committed relationships. I love being in committed relationships. I hate dating around. I hate it, right? But it's a necessary experience to go through to learn some of the things I'm about to tell you, right? When you have experience, fellas, like I said, you're going to identify what you do and don't want, right? And you're also going to learn how to distinguish, how to vet women properly. You're going to learn how to see through their lies. You're going to have to detect the truth, right? That's another lesson that mostly only experience can tell you. I can tell you what to look out for, but until you've applied that shit, you're not going to understand, okay, this is when a woman's lying. Okay, when I see this. This is what a whore looks like. This is what an advanced manipulative woman looks like. I can tell you, I can give you the list of, okay, advanced manipulative women tend to have these 17 qualities, right? Because obviously Forceps is a fucking list for the 17 traits of advanced manipulative women. Comment down below if you want me to fucking teach you how to fucking identify advanced manipulative women, because they're a fucking pain in the ass to deal with. Until you can spot one, then you can get rid, and you can stop seeing her. You don't want to see those. Where was I? Yeah, because again, fellas, a lot of the girls you're going to deal with, they're going to be advanced manipulators, or they might just even be standard manipulators, right? They'll tell you what you want to hear. And until you go through that, until you deal with one of these, you're not going to realize, she was just telling me what I wanted to hear. She's actually only 19 and she slept with 50 guys. Okay, I didn't know that. She was just telling me what I want to hear. She just told me her body count was, she just told me I was her fourth guy. Oh, okay, I get it. Okay, so she has these 8 traits of Force's 17 traits of advanced manipulator. I get it. She's an advanced manipulator, right? You can only learn that lesson through experience. Because fellas, what I don't want to have happen to you is you skip the rite of passage, which I did. Obviously, I went through it afterwards. And if you do go through it, what's going to happen is you're gonna eventually get a happier, longer lasting, and you're going to get a more sustainable relationship because of the experience you have. You're going to choose a higher quality, more compatible partner for you. You cannot know what you truly want until you go through it, until you speak to girls, until you have experience. And again, fellas, this is why I believe it's more ethical to do this. And again, as long as you're transparent, as long as you're completely honest and open with the girls about where your head's at and saying, look, I'm not looking for anything serious at the minute. As long as you're completely transparent, completely honest, you tell the truth, I don't give a fuck. This is fine. That's ethical. The problem is when you're a gay little feminine fucking liar and you try and string people along. That's where I have a problem, right? But fellas, most men, right, their relationship is based on lust rather than compatibility, sustainability, and loyalty, which are the hallmarks of any good relationship. But you're not going to get this unless you have experience, because you're not going to be able to find out, okay, she's never going to be loyal to me. She's an advanced manipulator. She's a whore. She's never going to be loyal to me. Okay, she has daddy issues. Okay, it's never going to last. This is not going to be sustainable. She'll get bored of me and leave. No matter what, even if I follow all of Force's tactics, she has just a fucked up brain from inconsistent caregiving from a male father figure. It's her dad's fault, by the way, why she's like this, not hers. She got inconsistent caregiving when she was a child, which is what leads to this daddy issues. I can't be with her because of this, right? Okay. I've realized we're not compatible. Okay, we're not going to last. We just don't like the same things. Okay. Fellas, I believe you should complete the rite of passage as early and quickly as possible, in my opinion, right? Why? Because again, fellas, if you don't go through it, you're going to be significantly more likely to choose the wrong partner, right? If you don't go through it, you enter a relationship, you're going to get fucked, basically, right? It's going to end in heartbreak. You're going to get manipulated or you're going to get cheated on, right? And like I said a second ago, right, I am a huge proponent of love and committed relationships. And all the little gay fucking PUA fucking dating coaches like, oh, Forceps confirmed gay. Forceps is gay. No, I'm a fan of this shit. I believe, again, you think whatever you want, but I believe a man should be loyal to his partner and should have a big family and provide for that family. I do not believe that men should have loads of different partners and string women along and tell them what they want to hear. No. A man should have one partner and he should raise a family and he should love that woman unconditionally and he should love his family unconditionally. Right? That's what I believe. That's why I'm a proponent of committed relationships. But you have to go through the rite of passage to have a great relationship. Right? You have to, otherwise you won't. I'm not sure where I made a note of this, but by the way, men who don't go for, let me just add another slide. Men who don't go through this, fellas, who don't go through the rite of passage, they are significantly more likely to cheat on their partner. Significantly more likely. Why? Because they've never been in a position where they've had girls chase after them. They've had loads of sex with attractive girls. Because they haven't had this, when they are in a committed relationship, right? They're supposed to be loyal. As soon as a girl like that pops up, they're on a night out with their friends, just their male friends. A drunk girl who's really attractive comes up to them like, "Oh, let's fuck." He's gonna say yes. There's going to be a significantly higher percentage chance that he says yes because he's not used to it. Whereas when you go through the rite of passage, fellas, what's going to happen is you're going to have gone through that bullshit. You're going to be unfazed by it. You're going to be unbothered. You're going to be like, no. I've been through that because I went through Force's rite of passage. I don't give a fuck about that. What matters more to me now is loyalty, is love, is a committed relationship, is being a man, right? That's what matters more to me now. Whereas a man who hasn't gone through it, fellas, I'm saying this because I've seen this happen. Men who don't go through it, as soon as they start getting a little bit of attention, they can't help themselves and they cheat. That's why it is the long-term ethical move to go through the rite of passage. It's the ethical decision because it decreases the percentage chance that a man cheats. Right? It's the ethical thing to do. And like I said, men who cheat are gay, little feminine, beta male fucking losers. And if I see one of you, I'll snap your fucking neck. Don't cheat, you fucking... I'm not going to say that word. You fucking gays. Don't cheat. Right? That's some feminine fucking bullshit. Anyway. Also, fellas, going through the rite of passage, right? Like I said, fellas, it's going to allow you to distinguish between the low quality women, the advanced manipulators, the standard manipulators, the hoes, the whores, all of them, right? It's going to allow you to get rid of them. It's also going to allow you to find the women you're truly compatible with, right? Because compatibility, fellas, is a massive, massive component of a successful long-term relationship. You have to be compatible, right? And how can you know if you're compatible? How can you know what you like, right, and what you don't like if you haven't got loads of experience? That's why, in my opinion, it's the ethical decision to go through the rite of passage. Okay, fellas. Again, fellas, this is just my experience. I made a huge mistake. I nearly ruined my fucking life because I didn't take this advice. It's up to you what you want to do with it. Just be warned, though. When I was younger, and when I went through, when I dated that girl that I fell in love with, right, and she was the biggest walking red flag still to this day in my entire life I've ever encountered. I thought, no, I'm too smart for this now. That won't happen to me. If a girl ever did that to me, I'd fucking leave her straight away. I'd never get emotionally attached. I'd never fall in love, right? I thought I was immune to this shit. Turns out I wasn't. When I'm Force Ops, a relentless competitor. So it's your decision if you want to listen to me. If you do. If you don't. I hope you enjoyed this video, fellas. Again, this sort of video is the video where it's incredibly important you know this stuff because this could potentially save your life, right? The amount of mental turmoil and mental stress that I went through when I was in that relationship was unfathomable, right? But like I said, I'm glad I went through it because now I can share the lesson with you and you don't have to go through that fucking experience, which I don't wish on any man, not even my worst enemy. But yeah, I can give you the lesson. So now you know probably what's the right thing to do, but again, do whatever you want. Fellas, if you want, I mean, I can't even believe I'm offering this, but for the first time in 3 years, I'm opening up spots, my one-to-one mentorship. Basically, fellas, you basically get me and you can ask me any question you want. You can ask me any advice you want. You've got 24/7 unlimited access to me. If you're ever dealing with something like a situation like Force, I'm going on this date tonight, This happened, this happened, this happened, this happened. She said this, she sent me this message, she called me at this time, I said this. What do you think I should do, Force? You're going to give me all the context. You're going to tell me everything to do with what you're going through. And then I'm going to say, I'm going to fucking write out a message. I'm going to get on the phone with you. I'm going to say, this is exactly what you're going to do. You're going to do this, you're going to do this, you're going to do this, you're going to do this. Basically, fellas, you're going to get access to my brain. I'm going to give you custom tailored advice for whatever specific situation you're facing. Right? Crazy, I know. First time in 3 years. If you want to get this, get it now before I close it, because I will close it maybe a week, maybe a month, maybe 2 months. I don't know how long I'm going to keep this open. But this truly is the most valuable thing I can possibly give to you. Giving you my advice, because what's going to happen is, fellas, I've already climbed this mountain. Right? I've already made all the mistakes. I know the path up the mountain to get to the top. Right? You don't. So if I see you're making a mistake, and I say, no, stop. Because if you keep going down that path, I know what's going to happen. Instead, go take this path. And then I'm going to say, well, if you kept taking that path, you would have encountered this mistake and this would have happened. Right? That's the value of it. I can give you my experience. I can give you all the lessons I learned without you having to go through that. It's basically like a cheat code, fellas, to ascend up the mountain faster than anyone else, because I give you all the right answers. You won't make any of the mistakes because I've already done all of it. So I can tell you, do this, do this, do this, do this, do this, and then you win. Instead of you doing this, then you going there, then you going down, then, oh shit, I fucked up. Oh shit, I've gone to zero. Oh fuck, you're all over the place. Oh, and you never reach the success. Whereas if you go with me, I tell you exactly what to do, how to do it, when to do it, and you reach success because I've already been through it. If you don't want to apply, don't apply. I could not give a fuck. This is a lot of work from me. But if you do want to apply it, it would be a pleasure for me to help you get to achieve your goals. And if you do, I really can't wait for you, my man. If you're not interested, no sweat either. I will see you in the next video.